animals to live and a safe place for the employees to work and ample support of the physical and mental well-being of the animals in our care, and the building really needed that upgrade. And so we're excited to be back. We were out of the building in a temporary location for 15 months, which was challenging, but it was interesting. We did it. We're back, and we're really excited with the new space. It was designed beautifully, and it's exactly what we need.
Well, I love to hear that. From a background perspective, first of all, for you guys, before we jump into the group, how long have you been involved with this? When did this become a passion for you?
Go ahead, Candy.
So I lost my two dogs about 4 years ago, and had a void in my life of like, oh my God, I need dogs, but wasn't ready to adopt any new ones yet. So I thought, well, what can I do to expose myself and help the community? Because that's what I like to do. So as if, Facebook couldn't be creepier, this ad pops up to be a dog walker and what they call a canine companion. And I said, ooh, I like this. So I went through training and an application process and became a certified dog walker at the Watertown Humane Society. So once a week, I get the pleasure of walking whichever dogs are there. And it's always nice to see my friends, but I also like when they're not there anymore, because that means they got adopted and live in a really nice home and have someone to snuggle with at night. So I've been doing that for 3.5 years, and then joined the board of directors about a year ago, and have really loved navigating that with Heather and the team. It's a great group of people to be a part of.
Well, it sounds like they're very happy to have you too. It's starting in that capacity, and as a volunteer, I think that's something we're going to have to hammer home today. But before we do, Heather, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved with this?
I, too, started as a volunteer in about 2010, I think I started as a volunteer. Just came in to clean the floors and, do the dishes for them, whatever it was they really needed. Found myself there more and more and more. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, so I didn't have a job to go to outside of, duties at home, of course. So I was finding myself there a lot. And finally, they looked at me 8 years later and said, we should probably pay you. You're here so often. So kind of just worked my way into an adoption counselor role and just kind of progressed that way.
So you both started as volunteers too.
Yeah.
That feels like, first of all, an important place for us to begin today, because volunteers make projects and groups like this go.
Absolutely. They contribute thousands and thousands of payroll savings every single year for us. It is why we can do what we do. They are there day in and day out, selflessly helping us do all of those tasks that seem meaningless, but they are the most important tasks in the building. So keeping the blankets clean and the cages clean and all of those things, and cat boxes clean and all of that, that is the most important job of the building, is a clean and sanitary place for them to live. And they help us every single day with that, and there's a team of 70 of them. Our volunteer coordinator, Lisa, is incredible. She does a great job making sure everybody is scheduled and feels gratitude, and we celebrate them as often as possible because they are fantastic. And the greatest heart of our shelter is those people. They bring us smiles every day and remind us why we're all there, because sometimes it gets heavy in there, and they come in wearing cute little hats and bring gifts, and they're just, the team of volunteers are fantastic.
Well, they say it takes a village.
It absolutely does.
So when people, if they want to get involved, whether that be as a volunteer or if they want to donate, they might not have the time right now, how can people go about trying to help out with the Watertown Humane Society?
They can stop in and talk to anybody during business hours. We're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 until 5 and Saturdays from 10 until 3. They can stop in and talk to anybody at those times. They can also visit our website. WHSadopt.org is our website, and there's more information on there than you probably want to see, but lots of information on there regarding everything.
Well, and it's easy, navigatable too. If I'm able to get through, I use myself as a litmus test. And I was like, all right, this looks pretty good. I can get around. So right now, a lot of exciting things. You guys are back in the building. It sounds like it's safer and it's better for the animals as well. What are things going on that are coming up for you guys that are going to be able to help us get it so this is completely paid off and we don't have to worry about it anymore?
So we've got our end-of-year giving appeal is in people's mailboxes. So we're trying to get as many gifts in as we can before the year ends. That will certainly help pay off that renovation. And then every Tuesday, Heather and another one of our board members help run a bingo night at a local establishment. So that is super fun night and a great way to support the event. And then in March, we'll have one of our big fundraisers of the year. It's called the Furry Feud. And it will be at Turner Hall on March 7th. And that is a team game show style, retro game style event. So Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Hungry Hungry Hippo, all those fun games from your childhood. So it'll be a very reasonable expenditure for people to come and support the shelter and have probably way too much fun.
Well, it's tournament style too. So if you're
Yes.
competitive, come on out, have some fun, come with the family. It sounds like a day you're going to be able to have a blast. March 7th, and you're going to be able to follow along with that on the website. You can also, I think, probably stop on the Facebook page. A lot of fun events. It looks like goes over there on the Facebook side of things.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to dive into plenty more that we have to talk about today. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have to hear about whether it be things that are coming up, some of the great animals and pets that people can adopt over there today, and just what people need to be doing about animal welfare in general. You guys are the pros, so I'm going to be throwing it over to you when we come back. But that's next here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Dr. Relationship with you and your pet.
At Marshview Veterinary Clinic, we enjoy seeing dogs and cats, and we enjoy seeing the way that they fit into your families. We enjoy seeing them as they age and develop, and we enjoy helping you keep them healthy. Part of that involves working within your goals as a pet owner.
To make an appointment, call Marshview Veterinary Clinic in Randolph today or visit marshviewvetclinic.com.
Attention Dodge County area nonprofits. Do you support children and families in need? Then now's the time to apply for the 2026 Good Karma Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon. For over 25 years, the Radiothon has raised millions of dollars to help local organizations like yours make a real difference. Deadline is January 31st. Apply today on the Radiothon page at DailyDodge.com and be part of something powerful for our kids and community.
Hello, this is Sandy from McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. I invite you to stop in and discover the Power Lift Chair Recliners. We have the largest selection in Dodge County, ready and available for prompt delivery. With the touch of a button, these chairs lift you to a standing position or recline you to a comfortable nap. You can even get a lift chair with heat and massage or with an adjustable headrest and lumbar support. Some models even have cup holders and wireless phone chargers. There are a variety of sizes in stock, from small to the big mans. Prices only start at $599. Don't worry about the power going out because the lift chairs come with a battery backup. Delivery is free. If your loved one needs a lift chair in their room at an assisted living facility, McKinstry's will deliver it. McKinstry's Home Furnishings, downtown Beaver Dam. Use the entrance in the tower parking lot, which is handicap accessible.
McKinstry's Home Furnishings, year after year. McKinstry's.
Oh, I'm so sad. I'm Wally, and I'm just so sad.
What's got you feeling so down, Wally?
Oh, hey, Randy from Professional Floor Covering. I spent my new radio money on a mansion, but the floors look like a bad Facebook Marketplace ad. How am I supposed to spend all winter staring at this?
Well, wipe those tears, my dear Wally. At Professional Floor Covering, we have the perfect solution for your mansion mayhem, like a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, LVP tile, and more. We'll measure and provide the design suggestions, all at prices you'll love. Need more than flooring? Get brand new cabinets and countertops or a luxurious shower or tub conversion. Professional Floor Covering has everything you need to transform your space before you're shut in for the winter.
Randy, you're a hero.
That's quite the exaggeration, Wally. But when it comes to the selection at Professional Floor Covering, there's no embellishment when we say we'll find you everything. Just visit PROFLR.com or our showroom in Beaver Dam today and see for yourself.
When it comes to decorating for the Christmas season, Woodall Florists and Greenhouses has you covered. They're located south of Beaver Dam on County Road G towards Lowell. At Woodall Florists and Greenhouses, you'll find a great selection of homemade wreaths, custom-made roping, and head to their farm for your real Christmas tree this year, offering a big selection and many sizes of trees. Bring the kids and start a tradition that they'll always remember. Woodall Florist and Greenhouses has been part of holiday memories for over 50 years. When you choose them, you know your holidays will be special. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Woodall Florist and Greenhouses, south of Beaver Dam on County Road G towards Lowell. Look for the big sign by the road. Drive a little, save a lot.
Hi, it's Randy from Professional Floor Covering, bringing you Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is brought to you by Professional Floor Covering. It's also presented to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. I was talking with Wade a little bit earlier today, and I, like him, don't know how they figured it out, but we found a direct line to Santa Claus this year, where if you write a letter to Santa and let him know what you were going to be wanting for Christmas this year, you were going to be able to have a chance to hear that read on air by Santa Claus himself right here on 95.3 WBEV. All you have to do is drop off your letter in Santa's mailbox over at Swan Park with the Rotary Lights in Beaver Dam. That's 316 East South Street. We got to thank Cassandra Schmidt because they're making this possible over there at Modern Woodmen of America in the Bayside Supper Club. Being able to get a direct line to Santa this year, that feels pretty impressive. I don't know how they got that figured out. But today we are joined by Watertown Humane Society's Heather Van Dam, who is the executive director, and Kendall Bacher, who's a volunteer and board president. We kind of set the table right before we went to break, but I kind of want to take a outside view in at this at first, because animal welfare, I feel like, is something that a lot of people just assume everybody knows how to do, and they don't. I don't even know where to ask for tips or ideas, because a lot of people like myself, I'm not all that well adversed at this.
I think the important thing is when you're thinking about getting a pet is you think about the longevity of a pet's life, how long it's going to live, and the care it's going to need throughout the entirety of its life. You know, kittens are cute, puppies are cute, but they grow up to be cats and dogs. And I think knowing how long they're going to live and what their needs and their care items are and the expense involved with that, knowing what that really looks like is important before you go into adopting or buying a pet if that's the case. We, of course, hope you adopt, but if you're going to go that route, just make sure you know what that pet's going to need and make sure you're prepared for that in the long term.
Yeah.
And I think
you're a resource as well. So if people were to have questions when they come in and they're like, hey, Titan over here, he looks awesome, but I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm able to do it, you can help us with questions and answers as well.
Absolutely. One of the main jobs of the 2 full-time adoption counselors is fitting an animal to the right home and vice versa, the right, person to the animal and vice versa. So I think that answering those questions on those applications, people get annoyed with that. Sometimes they're like, oh, why are there so many questions on this dog adoption application? I just want to get this dog out of the shelter. It's just to make sure that it's a good fit for everybody and it's safe. Mainly, and that the dog can thrive there, or the cat can thrive in that home, and it's a good fit. And it's about matching, a lot of matchmaking. And I think what it's to prevent is a lot of the owner surrenders that happen when you take something on that you're not prepared for, or you can't handle. And it's going to happen. Life happens, and things come up. And we are, like you said, a resource center for these folks for owner surrenders. Or we also have a pet food and supply pantry that is available to the community anytime during business hours. If you're struggling to feed your pets, and that's becoming a concern and you're looking to surrender them because you can't afford to feed them, let's see if we can help you keep that pet in your home. We'll provide that food for you. Just stop into the shelter anytime, like I said, and help yourself to our items in the food pantry for that. The other big thing is medical care and making sure that low-cost animal medical care is available to people. We have a low-cost spay-neuter clinic in our shelter. We operate that Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Our team there does roughly 20 to 30 animals every single day, spaying and neutering to help control that unwanted pet population and make sure that everybody's pets are taken care of in that way.
Wow, you guys stay busy over there.
We definitely do.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you guys do a great thing. We were kind of talking about it during the break because I never really had thought about it. If you're working at the Humane Society, you get attached to these animals yourself, and you're rooting for them to be adopted, but that's got to be such a bittersweet thing. How do you guys go about handling that each day where you get to know these pets, and then all of a sudden you're just hoping that this is a good home for them?
Well, a lot of the volunteers adopt the animals, so it's fun to catch up with the other volunteers when you're at your shifts and be like, oh, you know, how is your cat or dog doing? And of course, sharing photos. The shelter team is also great at keeping in touch with the people that adopted, and primarily to check in and see, you know, how is it going with whichever animal they adopted. But 9 times out of 10, they're so excited because it's going well. They'll send pictures and updates, and the shelter staff get to share that with each other and the volunteers. And that always feels good to know, like, oh my gosh, you know, they're thriving, they're living their best life, and you feel good about it. So
Takes the sting away a little bit. When you
I
see
can
how happy
imagine.
They are, yeah. And we have a Facebook group, Watertown Humane Society Adopter Alumni Facebook group, which is so fun to have. So they get to
That's a
post
great
those
idea.
updates, yes, and it's really a community page where if they adopted, you know, sibling puppies or kittens, they can like post on there. It's a really fun page. People do DNA testing and post the results on there, and it's a great page for our adopters.
Well, first of all, I want to also bring up, because you mentioned the cool opportunity if people are struggling
Yes.
to be able to have food for their animals. That's hard for a lot of people to have the ability to put their pride aside and ask. It sounds like you guys do a very simple job of that. You don't ask a lot of questions. It's over here. Please just help yourself and
Yeah.
take care of it.
And there's even signs up that say, if you're in need of something that you don't see here, please come ask. It is important to us to make sure that their pets are fed. And I think, too, if people are, like, struggling to feed their families, if saving that, you know, $30 for a bag of dog food to give your family more money to eat,
Yeah.
we want to do that, too. You know, so it's, you know, it's a great resource.
Well, we'd mentioned you just put together this new facility. You guys are taking care of all these animals. You're offering programs like this for food. That's not cheap. How do we as a community help you guys? Is there donation links? Is that the best way to help? Is it volunteering? What are you looking for right now more than anything?
Well, we still have $1.2 million of our renovation costs to pay off, so that's our main focus and will continue to be until that's taken care of. That is probably our primary ask. Asking for corporate donations, sponsorships for our events, things like that. That all helps as well. There are online donation links. There's PayPal. You know, we can take donations in at the shelter. You can mail it in. We have obviously tax deductible receipts for everybody and all that good stuff. That's probably our main ask. Supplies. We put out pleas on our Facebook page for things that we're in need of. Kitten season seems to be not ending this year, so we continue to ask for more kitten food, kitten formula, all of those things. Every dollar that is donated by a supply that's sent to us saves us the money from having to spend that out of the accounts, right?
Yeah.
So sending a box of kitten food, if you can afford to do so, is a huge help to us. And if 10 people do that, we're set for a couple more months. And so it's, like you said, we're a village, and I think that we all can help the animals of the community together. We can't do what we do without the support of everyone else. That's simple facts. There are only 5 full-time staff at our shelter, and so it is a small team that does a lot of things every single day.
I imagine that there's a lot of really rewarding moments for you while you're working in this job, but I know that you're seeing things that are really hard too. What is it that keeps you going in every day, keeps the fire going to make these animals' lives as good as that they physically can be?
Those success stories, each other, the team that we work with, their family. We do, like you said, very hard things a lot of days, but there's also really rewarding days as well. Those adoptions of those dogs that have been there for over a year, or, you know, those celebratory emails that we get from those adopters that show the pictures of, you know, a dog that maybe came in with a broken leg and he's running through the fields. You know, all of those things are the things that refill the bucket so that you can continue to do the work every single day.
Well, and you guys are pouring the bucket out more than enough. We got to
Right.
keep refilling
Yeah.
as much as we can
Yeah.
for you. Has there been one that's ever stood out to you where like a success story that you can point back to, like, this is what we do, this is what makes what we do so special?
Tell them about Cyrus.
Well, I got to hear about Cyrus.
Cyrus was brought in as a stray, and the team at the shelter are pretty aware that he probably wasn't really a stray, but the owners just gave up on him. He had a torn ACL, is that correct? And so I think they just either didn't want to help him or couldn't help him. I don't know.
Most likely couldn't afford to help him. A
Sure.
surgery like that is thousands of dollars.
So Cyrus came in to the shelter and won everybody's hearts. The sweetest dog, big dog, just a big, goofy, lovable guy. But he had trouble walking because he had this injury. And so our clinic staff with Dr. Brooke was able to fix his leg for him. And, of course, then he got adopted. And have you heard from his family?
Yeah, his family adores him, of course. I mean, they waited a long time. They were going to adopt him while he was recovering, and so we kept him at the shelter where we could control his rehab. He had
Sure.
very stringent rehab rules, and so kept him there as long as until they felt capable to take it on. At that point, they came all the time to visit him. They were so excited to have him, and he's doing fabulous. So that's a medical case where they come in, and in most cases, a dog like that, if not surrendered or brought in as an accidental stray to a shelter, most likely would have been euthanized, because that's a very, very expensive procedure, and we're blessed to have one of the best veterinary surgeons on our team, and she rocked it out and got him all fixed up and sent him on his way to the rest of his life. And he's an older dog too. He's 7. So I mean, most people would have been like, oh, maybe we should just call it. We're like, nope. He, like she said, he won everyone's heart. He's just this big goofy guy that we were like, yep, he deserves this chance. So we're able to do those things because of the resources that people are providing for us and the donations they make to us, and all of those things. So everything you're saying is also interconnected. All the support and the volunteerism and all of that always makes all of this possible. It's why we can do those kinds of things.
Well, we're thankful that you are doing those things. We're happy dogs like Cyrus have a home that might not have been given one if it wasn't for people like you. So thank you, first of all. We only have about 30 seconds left. But is there anything that we missed that we need to hammer home today, or that we do want to say for the people?
Just make sure you get your pet spayed and neutered, and if you can't afford to do so at a traditional vet, we have a low-cost spay-neuter clinic. Donate your time and your talent to whatever local animal shelter you can, because like you said, we all need you very, very much.
Well, thank you both so much for being here today. I'm excited to hopefully have you back in, hear more success stories, because you need to fill the bucket and things like that. I mean, you guys are doing a wonderful thing.
Thanks
so
for
appreciate
having
it
us.
again.
Thank you.
Of course, we're going to step aside for a quick break, and on the other side, we got to talk with Diana Ogle over at the Park Village Shopping Center ahead of Thanksgiving. We got to know where we're getting a turkey, where we're going to be doling it up, and she's got the answers for us next here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.